All that glitters is not gold. That's the World Startup Convention summed up in one line. Yes, the same convention that everyone has been complaining about on social media platforms. Like a typical scam, this convention overpromised, looted lakhs, and supremely underdelivered. But above all, this scam may have left a permanent scar on the whole startup ecosystem. How? Let's take a closer look at how this whole saga unfolded. It all began in October last year when ads started floating around. Now, these ads weren't ordinary ads. These ads glorified the event. They called it the biggest startup festival ever, a once in a lifetime opportunity. The posters for the event featured every famous business person from Elon Musk to Sundar Pichai to even Gautam Adani. Looks like the organizers went all out with this event. They published ads in prominent publications like Fortune India. Now, if you look at these publications closely, you'll start noticing the hidden shadiness. I'll read an excerpt from a publication. India is all set up to host the Mega World Startup Convention, one of the world's biggest startup funding festivals. Doesn't it sound like the Indian government or some other authority is hosting this festival? No mention of the organizers, Luke Talwar and Arjun Chaudhary, anywhere. Well, you could argue that they were kept out of the narrative because they aren't famous enough for people to shell out 8,000 rupees for passes. Yup, 8,000 rupees for one pass. Sounds steep, but here's what the event organizers were claiming they would offer in return. Their ads claimed that 1,500 institutional investors like Sequoia, R Ventures, and 9,000 angel investors were going to be present at the event. Now, overpromising the footfall of the event can be an honest mistake, but these organizers went ahead for a bigger promise: get funding in just 3 days. Now, this is legally impossible. However, many budding entrepreneurs with fire and passion in their belly who just started their entrepreneurial journey didn't know this. They believed this. They hurriedly bought passes worth 8,000 rupees in the hope of getting their $1 million idea funded, in the hope of making it big in the startup ecosystem. Little did they know, this hope would come crashing down. On the day of the event, they had a shock of their lives. First, there was almost no security. The venue looked vastly different from what was described, and there was no food or water. And well, the core and soul of the convention, startups and investors, both were hardly present. The investors that were present at the event were hearing pitches out in the open, surrounded by 15 to 20 folks. This obviously did not encourage most startups to pitch, as their idea could be stolen or their numbers would go public. All in all, it was a disaster, a sham. Some founders were so angry that they called the police. FIRs have reportedly also been filed against the organizers. In a world where we trust influencers and expertise takes a backseat, anything and everything can be missold. That's exactly what the World Startup Convention did. All they had to do was get trusted influencers like Ankur Warikoo, Raj Shamani, Chetan Bhagat, and Praful Billore to promote the event. That's it. People flocked to buy passes for the great World Startup Convention. And well, to seem credible, the organizers made a top-notch website. The website brags that startups like Oyo and Paytm would be present at the event. It claimed that investors like R Ventures and Bank of Baroda were going to be there. These are all trusted names. But turns out, most of these ventures had either rejected to be a part of the event or had only received inquiries for the event and had declined. Some had no clue about the event. Yes, just create a fancy website, pay some influencers, and you sell any damn thing in the world. This whole scam has shaken the startup world. While some lost just 8,000 rupees on the pass, others traveled across India to attend the event. Bamboo had to bear losses worth over 50 lakh rupees. They spent a lot of money to book their stall, build the stall, and build products for display. This massive loss at a time when there's a funding crunch could devastate the company. The monetary loss due to the event may be temporary, but the emotional and trust loss in the whole startup ecosystem is a permanent one. Trust, after all, is like a piece of paper. Crumble it once, and it shall never be the same again. This one incident may have crushed the dream of the budding entrepreneur who was looking forward to the event for validation. This whole saga could have been prevented if the influencers thoroughly vetted what they were promoting. This whole saga could have been prevented if we did not blindly trust influencers. The SEBI is trying to bring more laws and regulations for influencers to prevent such episodes in the future. But we'll have to see if these regulations actually make a difference. What else can be done to avoid such scams in the future? Let us know in the comments. See you in the next episode. Jai Hind.